everyone. We've got a nice portrait today. You'll see it later on. This is the eye line. Then we have the nose, which moves slightly forward this way. Then you have the lips going at the same axis as the eyebrow. And as I said, the lips are down here, and then the lower lip, the upper lip, nose itself, upper lip, lower lip. And then let's track the side of the face, which is side here. It's obviously the cheek. Then you have the forehead coming forward a bit more, and you have hair up here, head, hair at the top, and you have hair coming this way. Maybe I should, because if I go too far out then you won't see it. So let's come right on here. And then you have the axis coming right here, which is basically her hair. Neckline, lip, should go a bit further up with the lip. Further up, lower lip here. And that's the nose. You get the square underneath the nose. What I'm actually looking after is the big shapes, the biggest shapes basically, which are eye cavity here, eyebrow up here on the same axis, just a bit further up to re-emphasize that. And you have eye cavity. That's the shadow underneath the eye. And the nose, top, the round bit of the nose, that's a cylinder. We've said that many times. That's the cylinder there. Then you have the nostril coming, and that's the nostril underneath. Then you have the roundness of the nostril, so a big cylinder and a, let's say, like an almond shape here. We've done that on the nose many times. That's the shadow of the eye here. Okay, the lip itself, we get in the distance between the nose and the lip. You have that cast shadow underneath the nose anyway, which needs to re-emphasized here. And that upper lip. The end of the lip, that's the upper lip. Lower lip, lower part of the lip. The lip in the original lip is quite bright actually, but I prefer the way I'm doing it here. It's because it gives you a little bit of, let's say, blood vessels, and that's why the lips on me, I'm going to leave them as they are, a bit darker. But no matter what, the lower lip is wider. That's the shadow. I'm looking now, if I drop a first vertical line, the shadow starts here. So you see, that's the shadow of where the shadow starts, where the light side of the face. So that's where the face is illuminated. So you have a little bit of cheekbone, then you have the lip here coming right through there. A little bit of a half tone around here. And then you have I'm measuring at the nose line, going straight on the right, and you have where the ear is. And then up at the top of the ear, you have it here. So the top of the ear, and it's there. There you go, this one. So the end of the ear is down here. It's at the same line as the nose, and the top is right there. I was measuring it on my computer. So then there you have it. That's the ear. Maybe push it back a little bit further, and the distance between, yeah, so from there till the end of the eye is the distance between the eye and the ear. So the ear should be here, there, not push it too much further back, too much back at the back. So it's, so the distance between the eye, the width of the eye is the same as there. That's where the ear should come up here. So I was measuring this, then push it on the right, and you will see where the ear ends or begins, if you wish. So the width of the eye is, push it on one more, and you got the ear there. You got that's where the measurement is, the width of the eye. And cheek, where the cheek is, wow, I'm measuring now. Okay, now from the eye till the bone structure is, there's something wrong there. Yeah, it is wrong because I'm looking at it from a different angle. So the cheek is from the eye, so oh yes, that's where the mistake is. That eye should be here, not, or I leave the nose where it is, but move the eye. It's at the same line as, yeah, the eye here is the same line as the nostril. So the eye would start here, not there, here. And soften that. Instead of using putty, I'm using my fingers. Square with the eyes. And then that distance then becomes a lot wider. So the ear should start then there. See, that was my mistake. That looks more natural. And the other eye is right up here. It starts from there and is right up here, and then you got the light area, which is the top of the eye, and the rest is all dark. And then you've got the and then cheekbone. Cheekbone. And then you have give me a second, because the computer is, yeah. So going back and forth with measurements. So the end of the eye is where the nose is. This top of the eyelid is at the front of, or not at the front, it's just above the nostril. And then you have very softly shadowed half tone here on the forehead. And then you have, again, you have the end of the forehead, you have the cheekbone, and then as I said, that line, the end of the nose aligns with the shadow here, and then you have the cheek moving maybe a little bit further down, maybe a bit further down. So that line here, because I did not add the shadow of the cheek around here. So by using this or lowering the shadow, then I need to lower this as well. And then you have, so what did I measure earlier on is the cheek, the jaw. So from that part of her eye until the nose, and that's where the jaw should come. Should come right there. And that gives me the end of the ear, which is here. There. And then the jaw comes right. It's almost like a triangular shape here. And the shadow of her, cast shadow of her head onto her neck. There we are. So you can see a bit more. If I move it a bit backwards, or move that forward. Okay. Shadow. And then you have a massive shadow coming right down here. And another shadow right down here. Then neck. There. There we are. And not to forget the end of the end of her chin. Where this point is, it's just right around here. So that's the end of her chin, where the chin starts turning right here. Cheekbone, jaw, half tone around here, and then you have hair, skull line, there we are, and half tone or darker shadows. Here we are, and then you have the end of the ear, which is within that line. So the ear doesn't exceed there; it's within that hairline. There we are. Okay, well, roughly that's where we need to go. Now I'm measuring the end of the eyebrow just straight down, and you will have the nose line. Then you have right up here, it's the bone structure of the nose, shadow. And let's not forget to highlight this eyelid. Now you don't need to do it, but it creates a nice. Now there's no eye there, as I'm emphasizing it now, but again, it creates a beautiful focus there, focal point. And then you have that here, which moves this way. it's a diagonal shape. Then at the top of the hair, soft, 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 from left to right, left to right, left to right. And then you have the head structure coming through, left to right, and the same up, from top up, down here. There we are. Now this little eye, her right eye, not the little eye, her right eye is at the top of, so I've got little tiny, and then dark, 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 dark. Maybe it looks to me like a little bit too low. Well, according to the measurements, it should be there anyway, but it might be a bit low, so I can artificially raise that. And then you have shadows. And then half tone around here. There we are. All of that. It's a beautiful half tone. And don't forget the eyebrow raises up. And there we are. Okay, looks all right. It's a bit narrow as a face compared to what I see there, but let me see if I can move it over, as in move the forehead a bit further out. Yeah, maybe make it a bit more rounded. Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, that's why it's narrow, because the distance here between the two eyebrows is too narrow me, so I should leave that. So from this end of this eyebrow to the other one, there is more space. Half tone and all of that dark shadow here. Now just keep an eye, because it looks like it's raining underneath her nose, so obviously just to soften all those touches and make them a little bit more consistent and not sporadic lines. So more of a deep shadow than transparent shadow, well, especially deep underneath the nose. Got the nostril. And then there we go. Sorry about that. And just to bring that lower a little bit further down. And here as well. There we are. Give it a little bit more depth here. that line is slightly more straightened. It's the bone structure here. And maybe darker hair. Slightly darker hair. I'm taking some dust that I've done with on the sandpaper, as we all know, with my charcoal, and then take that dust and spread it over here. Maybe even take from here and then spread it on the right hand side. There we go. Again, a bit more dust. Clean up my charcoal, spread in the darks. And then shadow here. Shadow there. And then getting the a little bit of depth onto the ear. And you have the ear as such, the shape of the ear, and softly getting those hairline and making her a little bit more rounded here as well. That's better. Also, that could go a lot darker than this. And the end of the eye, slightly a little bit of shadow underneath the eye. And you have top of the nose, and you have that shadow here, which I can emphasize it a bit more now, that line, but also keep an eye not to make it, that line not to make it too dark. And eyelid. And shadow here, which is the eye. That's the cast shadow of the eye. And bring that lower lip a bit even lower. So give her a bit more depth on the lower lip. Cast shadow of the lower lip. And then you have, again, the chin. And the neck. And also all around here. All around here. I'm emphasizing the hair a little bit more. Gone a bit too deep dark there, but it's healthy, it's good for it. Well, not because I've done it, but I think it's quite soft everywhere, so that gives a little bit of an impact there. A nice impact. Again to the eye, re-emphasizing this. The eyebrow coming right up there. The eyebrow again on this side. Again, there's no eyes, so I'm just overdoing that. I probably shouldn't even bother with this, because there's nothing there to show me if she's looking down or not. But we can see, yes, we can guess that she's looking down, but there's no actual iris. And dark line here. Give it a little bit more of darker hair. I mean, I'm doing a little bit curly here, although there's no curl for as far as I can see, but give her that impression here. There we are. Okay, now, before I use a putty, let's give her some more darks from left to right. Now, why from left to right is because you want it to go softly from dark to light, not abruptly. So fingers are the best, really. You can control them more. You can pinpoint them where you want to do, but also chamois is very good. But I would suggest fingers are more, again, you can control them more. Chamois is this. Let me show you. Chamois, you can do that. I mean, we could go with this. But as I said, fingers are more, it's more accurate. But what the chamois does, which is very advantageous, is that there is no, as we said, there is no oil from our fingers onto the paper when you use the chamois. We have oils here. We don't know, we don't see them, but the paper just absorbs them. A little bit off. Let's go back again and bring back all these lines. Especially up here, hairlines. You want also a little bit of hair to look more natural, basically. So flicking about, little tiny hair. And darkening a little bit more. See, I'm just working on all the highlights I'm seeing here. Darkening them even more. Being aware that it might look like moustache, so not to give her too dark. Not too dark. Careful, because it can go easily wrong just by darkening a lot more. Okay, now I think I can use my putty. Mold it before you use it, especially up here on the upper lip, lower lip, and a tiny, tiny touch of that right here. Top of the chin. Let's make that, as I said, that bone structure a bit more visible. And loop, ear loop here, and the top of the ear, and highlight the eyelid. Sorry, yes, the eyelid. That's the eyelid. Yes, and also here. So you can see it. So you can see it like this. Top of the eyelid. And tiny bit of nose, light on the nose. There we are. Top of her eye lip, upper lip. And let's shape up that a little bit more. The lower lip. I think I've gone a bit too far down with this. Give her a bit too much jaw. Too wide, basically. And cutting that line that I added earlier on was too far out. And a little bit of tear duct light here on the tear duct. There we are. And raising up the lip a little bit more. With chamois to brighten up this one. Instead of with rubber, chamois. I wanted it lighter, but not too light. So that's why I'm using the chamois. And soften all these shadows here. Bring them back a little bit more. I think I took too much out. So it's just give and take, give and take. You take a lot more out and you're thinking, oh, well, that was too much. So you're coming back, brighten it too much. There we are. And maybe, yeah, that neck is a little bit longer, but that's an easy fix. You can, look, just raise that. Take the shoulder lower, and then you're up. It's an easy fix. We got the face. And hairline here. There we are. Okay. The neck is too narrow, I must admit. So give her a bit wider neck. I'll leave that light here, I like that. It was by accident. but it makes sense. So instead of going with a straight line, dark line here, it's better to leave it like this. And shape inwards this line, inwards, an inwards line like this. See? Emphasize the cheek, the chin, sorry. There you are. And I could do the same highlight that I've done here on here, look. Oh, that's a nice one. That's a new thing there. It's not in the image, but I like that. It gives more, see? It emphasizes the line a lot more without even doing loads of darks. Highlighted the eye a little bit more, the white of the eye with that putty, with the putty there and there. And that went too bright, a little bit softer. That's it. I think it's good. And a little bit sharp at the edges here. And highlight that a bit more. But yeah, it's a good face. Voila. Today is 06, 06, 09, 20. It's a Sunday. See you in the next one. Thank you.